first winner of this event. And let's talk about Ley Line of Residence. This card is not just for best of one.
No, it is not. Yeah. It's funny because I had a couple of opponents this weekend who, see it in my deck list, and they're like, "Isn't this banned?" And I'm like, "No, just best of one in arena, not actually in the format. It's fine." But yeah, I've been playing it ever since I saw it at the World Championship. I saw JED was playing it. He did really well. It impressed me a lot, so I decided to try my hand at it. And it's done super well for me at RCQs. I already have my 2 qualifications for the season, both with Ley Line, and obviously it worked really well here. So yeah.
Talk about the standard meta and how you felt going in, because there were some of these matchups I saw you play this weekend where your opponent just didn't even have a chance.
Yeah. I played against Mono White and Domain a couple times. Those matchups feel like buys just because they don't have the tools to interact very well. So I always felt really confident going into those matchups. Gruul, like the Mice and Mono Red matchups, those were tough. Those were my only 2 losses of the weekend, were both to that deck. They just have a combination of pressure and interaction that's hard for me to be able to deal with and get damage through. And then Dimir, the Pixie deck, that was a big one going into this, and that's why in my deck list I have 4 Paw Patch Recruit, 2 Incubator's Talents in my sideboard, and the plan is just take out all the Ley Lines, all the bad cards in the deck, and just replace them with those, and they do really well in the matchup. So
right. You answered my question I was going to ask, which is how you're going to prepare for how the meta changed, because this Pixie deck came out of nowhere. It was kind of the talk of the tournament. The Dimir deck, the Dimir enchantment decks, which is kind of the Pixie deck without that.
Right.
You pre-planned for that, and the Paw Patch Recruits looked really good, being able to go wide. The removal spells, you put McNamara in a really tough spot in that game 3.
Yep.
What is he going to do?
Exactly, yeah. And the Paw Patch Recruit Innkeeper talent plan was it was a plan for Dimir that my buddy Stanley 2099 came up with, for those of you who are familiar. But it works really well against Esper Pixie and the Dimir Pixie deck as well. So I was like, this is kind of perfect. I already have a Dimir plan. Esper Pixie's going to pick up. I at least have the plan for it. I'm not excited to see 4 know to run main board, but we're we make do.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you alter your deck any with that card in mind? Do you take all the snake skins out or anything like that?
Yeah, that was something we talked about in the hotel room last night. How am I going to approach that matchup? Because I didn't actually play against it at all day 1, but I played against a couple times in day 2, and the thought process was, well, they play Know to Run. That's their premier removal spell. They're going to mulligan for it. I don't want Snakeskin Veil. So in the matchup, I just started cutting 4 Snakeskin Veil. So in my last batch, I just cut all 4 Ley Lines, all 4 Snakeskins for the Paw Patches, the Innkeepers, and then what I consider the best card in my sideboard. Not that I really wanted Burst Lightning, but I was like, it's better than Snakeskin Veil, and they always know to run me. So, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Who do you got to shout out this weekend?
Yeah, so I came up with my girlfriend, Julianne. She's always with me for all these tournaments, so shout out to her for always being there with me. Evan and Stanley, they're my 2 best friends, and I tested with them for this tournament. They rode up with me. They were cheering my name when I won. If it wasn't for those guys and all the guys in Tampa, all those people who really, made me the Magic player I am today, I wouldn't be able to have done it without them. And then lastly, I'll shout out my parents, because 12 years ago, my dad taught me how to play, student has become the master clearly. But thanks to all their support when I was a wee lad, I really got that competitive drive. So yeah, this is my first Pro Tour qualification, first win, and 12 years later, it feels great. So
well, I look forward to seeing you at both the RCs coming up now that you got your qualifications. Good luck at the Pro Tour, a name to look out for. Congratulations again. We're going to ship it back over to Corey on Alias V to close it out here in Atlanta.